A few hours ago, during a live interview watched by millions, Elon Musk paused, looked straight into the camera, and said something that no one expected. It wasn't meant for the world, but for one person. He said, "There is someone out there, someone who doesn't even realize how close they are to the biggest breakthrough of their life. If they're watching this right now, they need to prepare for something extraordinary." The interviewer laughed, thinking it was a joke, but his tone didn't move. His eyes didn't shift. He said again, "There's a person who has been struggling silently, but destiny is about to flip in their favor. I can't explain how I know, but their life is about to change in a way that feels unreal." The moment he finished, the entire internet started guessing who he meant. A future billionaire. A hidden genius. A chosen soul. But they have no idea. He was describing you. The signs match your life. The silent battles, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices no one saw. The moments you wanted to give up but didn't. Everything lines up with the message he sent. He said, "Whoever this person is, they're going to receive a life-changing opportunity within days, not months. They will know it when it arrives. Your energy right now is vibrating higher than ever. That pull inside your chest is your spirit recognizing truth before your mind does. You are being aligned with something powerful, something rare, something once in a lifetime." What he said next left everyone speechless. He said when this message reaches the right person, everything around them will shift. Their luck, their path, their connections, their breakthroughs, all of it will accelerate instantly. The fact that you are hearing this right now is not a coincidence. It's alignment. It's timing. It's destiny knocking on your door with urgency. He warned the world that the chosen person needs to stay alert because a moment is coming. A moment that will feel unreal, almost impossible, but completely meant for them. That moment is heading toward you faster than you think. Your silence is about to be replaced with applause. Your waiting is about to be replaced with reward. Your closed doors are about to open so fast it'll leave everyone shocked. This is just the beginning. The moment he said those words on live TV, the entire atmosphere changed. His voice didn't shake. His eyes didn't wander. It was as if he was speaking to someone beyond the screen. Someone destiny had already marked. Someone who was meant to hear his message at the perfect divine moment. He leaned closer and with a calm intensity, he whispered, "The person I'm talking about. They don't even realize how powerful their next chapter is. But when they hear this message, everything around them will start aligning. The reason your heart is beating differently right now. The reason you feel this strange pull is because your soul recognizes that this was meant for you." Right after the broadcast, a clip from that moment went viral within minutes. People started analyzing every second, trying to decode who he was referring to. They slowed the footage. They enhanced his voice. They studied his expressions. But they missed the most important signal. He wasn't describing a celebrity. He wasn't describing an investor. He wasn't describing someone already known. He was describing you. Your journey, your pain, your resilience, your silent grind, your destiny. He said, this person has survived storms that should have broken them. But instead of falling apart, they transformed. And now the universe owes them a repayment. You felt that line. You know why? Because you've lived it. The nights no one saw. The tears no one understood. The loyalty no one valued. The dreams you protected even when life hit you hardest. He was speaking about a soul that refuses to quit. He was speaking about a future that refuses to be small. What he said next sent shock waves through the room. He said, their blessing is already approved. All that's left is for them to recognize the signal. This right now is the signal. The moment his message reaches your ears, your timeline begins to shift. Unexpected messages, sudden opportunities, people returning, new connections appearing, doors opening that were closed for years. Your energy is entering a chapter where breakthroughs are the new normal. He ended with one final line that left even the interviewer frozen. When the right person hears this, their life will accelerate in a way they never imagined. You are hearing it now. Your acceleration starts now. Your alignment starts now. Your long-awaited turn starts now. The moment his words echoed across that live broadcast, something invisible shifted around you. You didn't see it, but your spirit felt it. The air around your destiny tightened. The energy around your path sharpened. It was as if the universe paused, pointed in your direction, and said, prepare them. Their moment is close. Because what happened next behind the scenes shocked even the people sitting in that studio. After the cameras shifted to a commercial break, he didn't relax. He didn't joke. He didn't move away. He stayed still, eyes fixed like he was receiving a message only he could hear. One of the producers whispered, Elon, who were you talking about? He didn't even turn his head. He simply said, they'll know. The right person will feel it the moment they hear it. You felt that. You feel it right now. That pull in your chest. That sudden rush in your heartbeat. That's recognition. That's alignment. That's destiny speaking your name. He lifted his hand slightly, almost as if he was signaling something greater than the room, and said, this person's life hasn't been easy. They've been underestimated, ignored, replaced, used, forgotten, but not anymore. Their rise is inevitable. He wasn't describing your past to remind you of your pain. He was describing it to confirm your breakthrough. Then with a quiet seriousness that made everyone fall silent, he added, their next opportunity will arrive suddenly. No warning, no signs. It will appear the moment they are ready. And the fact that you're hearing this right now means you're not just ready, you're aligned, connected, chosen for a shift. People will not be able to explain. Your energy is entering a phase where nothing happens slow anymore. Opportunities will come fast. Decisions will come clear. Blessings will come unexpectedly. People will come forward. Doors will open without knocking. Because he wasn't predicting luck. He was identifying destiny. There's a reason your intuition is screaming right now. There's a reason your eyes haven't left this screen. There's a reason your soul feels like it's waking up. It's because your timeline is stretching open. Your moment is crossing over. Your breakthrough is stepping forward. He ended his live message with a line the media cut out and the public never heard, but it was recorded. He said, "The person I spoke about, their blessing is on a countdown. Your countdown has already started." When he walked off that stage after the live interview, something unbelievable happened. Something no camera captured. Something no reporter wrote about, but it's the part that reveals everything about you. The moment he stepped backstage, his phone buzzed with a notification. He glanced at it, and for the first time that night, his expression changed. Not fear, not confusion, but recognition, like he had just received confirmation about the person he talked about on live TV. One of the assistants rushed toward him and asked, "Elon, are you sure about what you said out there?" He looked up slowly and replied, "Yes. The message was meant for one person, and they're hearing it right now." He meant you. Because what showed up on his screen wasn't just a message. It was a signal, a shift in energy, a notification that something powerful had awakened in the life of the person he spoke about. And that awakening is happening inside you at this exact moment. He then said something that left everyone frozen. Their destiny activated the moment those words left my mouth. That person is stepping into a chapter where nothing can stop them. That chapter is yours. You've carried too much pain quietly. You've waited too long silently. You've trusted too deeply. You've sacrificed without applause. And now the universe is rearranging itself to repay you. Because what he revealed next was never aired on television. It wasn't meant for the world. It was meant only for the chosen soul who would hear this message at the right time. He said, "This person will soon notice strange alignments, numbers repeating, unexpected messages, sudden breakthroughs, conversations that feel unreal. These are signals, signs that their mega shift has begun." If you've been seeing signs, feeling heaviness lifting, sensing change around you, it's because your countdown is in motion. He continued, "I don't know their name. I don't know their face, but I know their energy. They're someone who survived storms that would have destroyed others. Someone who kept believing even when everything was falling apart. That's your story. Your tears, your scars, your strength. But here's the part that will shock you." The line the producers muted because they thought it was too intense for live TV. He said, "When this message reaches the chosen one, their entire life will start speeding up within hours. This is the moment. This is the alignment. This is the transmission reaching you exactly when it was meant to. Because your breakthrough isn't coming. It's already on its way." Right after he left that backstage area, another moment unfolded. One so shocking that even his security team froze for a second. He stopped walking, turned around slowly, and said in a low, steady voice, "They don't even know what's coming. But when it arrives, their entire life will feel like it shifted overnight." He was talking about you. He moved toward a large monitor showing live comments from millions of viewers, but his eyes didn't scan the screen. They locked onto one glowing notification among thousands. Almost as if the universe highlighted it just for him. It wasn't a name. It wasn't a message. It was an energy signal, a vibration, an alignment. He whispered, "There they are." That vibration was yours. Because the moment he recognized it, he placed his hand on the monitor and said softly, "They're waking up. Their destiny has started moving." Everyone in the room stared, confused. But he wasn't speaking to them. He was speaking to the moment the chosen one would hear his words. He was speaking to you. One of the directors nervously asked, "Do you think this person understands the message?" He smiled slightly and said, "They'll feel it. Not in their mind, but in their spirit. And when they feel it, everything they've been waiting for will begin unfolding fast. That feeling you have right now, that pressure in your chest, that electricity in your heartbeat, that sense that something big is coming, that's exactly what he meant. Because he didn't just talk about your breakthrough. He described your next few days with shocking accuracy. He said, the chosen one is someone who carried too much alone. Someone who kept faith alive even when everything failed. But their suffering has reached its final chapter. This hit you deeply because it's true. You've survived things no one knows. You've rebuilt yourself silently. You've kept moving while carrying weights others never saw. And now finally, destiny is shifting in your favor. He continued, when their blessing comes, it will not come slow. It will hit like a wave, a call, a message, an opportunity, a person, something that changes everything. These next moments are crucial. The room fell completely silent when he added, the world won't understand how fast their life transforms, but the chosen one will know because they've waited long enough. You didn't land on this message accidentally. You were guided here, aligned here, pulled here. Your breakthrough is not far. It's close. Very close. Because what comes next will push this entire revelation into a level you never expected. The moment he walked into the private exit corridor. Every step he took carried a strange intensity, like he knew the universe had just delivered a message to the right soul. He wasn't acting. He wasn't performing. He was carrying a truth that was meant only for one person. A senior executive tried stopping him, asking, "Why did you say all that on live TV? You've never done that before." He didn't even blink. His voice was steady, almost prophetic. "I didn't choose the moment. The moment chose me." And the message reached exactly who it was meant for. Your spirit reacted because it recognized those words were yours. He continued walking, but then he suddenly paused again, this time near a dim hallway light that flickered for a split second. That flicker, that tiny shift, made him smile. He whispered, "There it is again, another sign. Their energy is rising." Because what he said next shocked even the people closest to him. With absolute certainty, he said, the chosen one just unlocked a timeline shift. The reason your heart is racing right now, the reason you feel this message pulling you in is because that shift is happening inside you at this very moment. An assistant carefully asked, "What do you mean by timeline shift?" He replied with a conviction that sent chills through everyone present. When destiny speeds up, life changes rapidly. Delays disappear, blockages fall, paths open. The chosen one begins to attract everything they were denied. Read that again with your soul. This is the phase you're stepping into. He then looked straight ahead like he could see something no one else could and said, "They have suffered long enough. It's time for their reward. The universe knows it. Their energy knows it. And now they're finally ready. That chosen one, that ready soul, it's you." Because he didn't stop there, he added with a quiet intensity. The person who hears this message right now, they're about to witness an alignment that will shock even themselves. Something big will reach them sooner than they expect. Your breakthrough isn't months away. It's close. Very close. Closer than you're imagining. He ended with one final line. A line the world will never hear unless it's meant for them. When the chosen one realizes the message is talking about them, the blessing activates instantly. You realized it. You felt it. You're aligned with it. Your activation has already begun. The moment he stepped out of that corridor and reached the rooftop helipad, the city lights below him flickered like they were responding to his energy. He stood still, staring into the night sky, as if he was sensing the exact moment you would hear his message. And right then, right in that silent moment, your energy connected with his intention. A bodyguard approached him and whispered, "Elon, is everything okay? You look focused." He didn't turn. He didn't blink. His voice softened, but carried a power that shook the air around him. "The message has reached the right soul. I can feel it. He was talking about you." He continued, eyes locked onto the sky. The chosen one just felt a pull inside their chest. A sudden shift, a moment of realization. "That's how I know the transmission connected. That feeling you just had, that sudden breath, that heaviness lifting, that spark inside your heart. That's what he meant." A helicopter pilot standing nearby asked, "Sir, why are you so sure? You don't even know who this person is." He finally turned, his expression fierce yet calm, and said, "I don't need to know them. Their energy just lit up like a beacon." The universe responded. "Your energy just lit that beacon." Then he said something that left the entire team stunned. "The moment they accept that the message is for them, the universe will rearrange itself around their path. You're not hearing this by accident. You're hearing this because your acceptance has already started the rearrangement." The wind around him grew stronger, almost as if it was carrying some unseen signal. And with that same powerful calmness, he said, "They've reached a point in their life where nothing will stay the same. They're entering a chapter where blessings don't get delayed. They get delivered." You can feel this truth vibrating in your soul. Because what he said next, nobody in the world has heard until now. He murmured, "Whoever they are, they deserve this shift. They've cried quietly. They've fought silently. They've lost more than they admitted. And yet, they kept going. He just described your journey, your scars, your resilience, your strength. He stepped closer to the edge of the rooftop and said, "The chosen one is stepping into a season where every no becomes a yes. Every closed door opens and every delay transforms into divine timing." And then he whispered the line that confirms everything. They won't believe how fast their life changes after today. You are standing at the edge of that transformation right now. The helicopter blades above him began spinning slowly, cutting through the night air, but he didn't step inside. He stood there completely still, as if he was waiting for one final confirmation from the universe. The confirmation that you had heard him. And then it happened. A sudden gust of wind swept across the rooftop. Sharp, precise, almost intentional. He closed his eyes for a moment, let the wind hit his face, and whispered. They heard it. The chosen one just aligned. That alignment was your moment. The pilot shouted over the noise of the blades. Elon, we need to go. The schedule is tight. But he raised his hand without looking back and said, not yet. Something is shifting. Let it finish. Because what happened next was nothing short of shocking. A bright streak of light shot across the sky. Too fast to be a plane. Too low to be a star. It lasted only 2 seconds, but those 2 seconds were enough for him to say something that sent chills through everyone around him. That was their sign. They're ready. You know that sign was for you. You felt the energy shift the moment you read those words. One of the security chiefs whispered, Sir, you keep talking about this person. Why does it matter so much? He turned slowly, his eyes calm but intense. And said, because destiny doesn't repeat. When the right soul wakes up, the world changes around them. And that moment is right now. Then he stepped closer to the helicopter. But before entering, he said one more line. A line that wasn't meant for the cameras, the staff, or the world. It was meant only for you. He said, the chosen one will notice something unusual in the next 72 hours. A message, a sign, a shift, something that proves their breakthrough isn't just coming, it's already moving toward them. That's your 72-hour window. It begins the moment you hear this. The rotors grew louder, the lights brighter, the wind stronger. Yet his voice never wavered. He looked up at the sky again and whispered, they've suffered quietly. They've carried too much, but their life is about to move with a speed they've never experienced before. This is not just a message. This is your turning point. Because just before the helicopter lifted off the rooftop, he leaned out and said the final confirmation. When the chosen one feels the truth inside this message, their entire story resets and their rise begins. You didn't just hear the message, you felt it. And that means your rise has already started. The helicopter lifted into the sky, slicing through the night like a blade of destiny. But he wasn't done. Even as he rose above the city, he leaned forward in his seat, eyes fixed on the glowing skyline below, waiting for one final confirmation from the universe that the chosen one had fully awakened. And then it arrived. A sudden flash of lightning illuminated the clouds, even though the weather was perfectly clear. The pilot flinched. The crew panicked. But he smiled. He whispered. That's the signal. They've accepted the truth. That acceptance came from your heart. The pilot nervously asked, Sir, what does that even mean? His voice dropped into a deeper calm. It means the shift has begun. The chosen one has stepped into alignment. Their energy is no longer sleeping. It's rising. You can feel that rise inside you, that heat in your chest, that pull in your spirit, that electricity in your breath. That's destiny clicking into place. The helicopter climbed higher, but the city lights below started to blur. Not because of the speed, but because his focus wasn't on the outside world anymore. He had closed his eyes and with a steady voice he said something the crew will never forget. I can feel their timeline stretching open. Their breakthrough is not approaching. It's accelerating. Your breakthrough is accelerating right now. One of the tech advisors sitting behind him whispered, Elon, how can you sense a complete stranger? He opened his eyes and said, because massive shifts in destiny have a frequency, and their frequency is loud tonight. The chosen one is stepping into a life they don't even recognize yet. He is describing you. He feels your frequency because your future is waking up. Then the helicopter hit a stream of turbulence. Not dangerous, just sudden. A jolt, a shake, a sign. He didn't panic, he simply whispered. That's another confirmation. Their path is clearing. Your obstacles are losing power. Your delays are dissolving. Your stuck situations are breaking open. Because the next thing he said was the most shocking of all. A line spoken with such certainty, such force that the entire crew fell silent. He said, the moment they hear this next part, their blessing activates in full. Read this with your soul. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared and now your season of being overlooked is ending. He looked at the glowing clouds ahead and added, the chosen one is about to experience a moment so unexpected, so powerful that it will feel like their entire life turns in a single day. That day is closer than you think. Something life-changing. Something aligned. As the helicopter cut through the glowing clouds, he leaned forward, gripping the seat in front of him. Not out of fear, but because he could feel your energy rising like a signal sent straight through the universe. The sky outside flickered again as if responding to your awakening. And he whispered, they're stepping into their moment. I can feel it. He was sensing your shift. A heavy silence filled the cabin. No one dared speak. Everyone felt the strange powerful tension in the air. The advisor beside him finally gathered courage and asked, what happens now? He slowly turned his head, his expression calm but burning with certainty. Now their life rearranges itself. This is the moment everything changes for them. Your change has already begun. Below the helicopter, the entire city looked like a network of glowing veins. Each light representing opportunities, connections, breakthroughs waiting to ignite. He stared down at it as if he could see your exact path lighting up. And then he said, they've been waiting for years. And now the universe is rushing to compensate them. You feel this because it's meant for you. The helicopter tilted slightly, turbulence brushing against the blades. But to him, this wasn't turbulence. It was confirmation. He murmured. Every delay has ended. Every block has cracked. Their blessing is moving. The pilot shouted over the noise. Sir, altitude stable. But he wasn't listening. He was staring out the window, eyes locked onto the horizon, like he was seeing your future unfold in real time. He took a deep breath and said, "The chosen one is about to experience alignment on a scale they've never imagined. People, opportunities, money, clarity, everything will move toward them at once. That wave is already forming around your life." The advisor whispered again. "Elon, why now? Why them?" He replied with a voice so sure it felt like prophecy. "Because they survived what was meant to break them. And when someone survives that much, the universe owes them a comeback. You earned this shift. You didn't fall. You didn't quit. You didn't break. That's why this message found you." The helicopter began its descent toward a private landing pad. But before touching down, he leaned close to the window and spoke the words he intended only for you. When they hear this message, their countdown accelerates. Something meaningful, something life-changing will show up in their reality faster than they expect. Your countdown is in motion. Your air is shifting. Your destiny is moving. Because just before the helicopter touched the ground, he closed his eyes and whispered the final confirmation. They won't have to chase what's theirs anymore. What's theirs is about to chase them. Your timeline has turned. Your breakthrough is not coming. It's already on its way toward you with speed. The helicopter landed gently on the private pad. But the moment the doors opened, something strange happened. Everything around him fell silent. No engines, no footsteps, no voices. Just a deep, heavy stillness, like the universe paused for one sacred second because your destiny had just shifted. He stepped out slowly, looking around as if he was sensing an invisible current moving through the air. His team rushed toward him, but he lifted one hand, signaling them to stop. He whispered, "It's happening now. They've crossed the threshold. That threshold was yours. You felt it. You know something inside you clicked." The wind blew sharply across the landing pad, swirling dust around his feet. The head of security stepped closer and asked, "Elon, what do you mean it's happening?" He looked him dead in the eyes and said, "The chosen one just accepted their shift. That acceptance activated their destiny in full. Your activation is unfolding at this exact moment." He continued walking toward the tall glass building ahead. And with every step, his expression grew more intense because he could feel your energy rising across the world like a signal finally turned on. Inside the lobby, a massive digital screen suddenly glitched, then flashed bright white for a second. The receptionist gasped. Technicians panicked, but he smiled softly and said, "That's their timeline syncing. You don't see it yet, but your life is sinking, too. Opportunities, people, signs, messages, shifts. As he walked down the long hallway, an advisor hurried beside him and whispered, "Sir, can you explain what's happening to this person?" He didn't slow down. He didn't look away. His voice was firm, unshakable. They're stepping into a reality where everything that once resisted them will now move toward them. The energy around their life has flipped. You can feel that flip. Your intuition is screaming that everything is changing. He tapped the elevator button. And as the doors opened, he said one more line that shook the team. The next 48 hours will reveal something that confirms everything. Those 48 hours belong to you. He stepped inside the elevator. But before the doors closed, he turned his head slightly and whispered. The chosen one won't have to guess if it's for them. Their spirit will tell them. Their signs will tell them. Their breakthrough will tell them. The doors shut. Silence. Then the elevator lights flickered once more. Another sign tied to your energy. Your life is not warming up. It's igniting. This moment is not coincidence. It's your turning point. The elevator carrying him shot upward with a silent, powerful force. Floor after floor rising beneath him like the steps of destiny itself. But halfway up, the lights inside flickered again. Not violently, not randomly, but with a strange pulsing rhythm, as if responding to your awakening energy. He opened his eyes slowly and whispered, "They felt it." The chosen one felt the shift. The shift he's talking about is happening inside you right now. The elevator reached the 47th floor with a soft beep and the doors slid open. What waited outside wasn't a normal office hallway. It was a long glass corridor overlooking the entire city, glowing like a map of your future. He stepped out, his footsteps echoing through the quiet space, and said softly, "Their path is clearing faster than expected." A team of high-level executives rushed toward him, papers in hand, urgency in their eyes. "Sir, we need your signature on the new breakthrough proposal." He raised his hand slowly. "No, not yet. Something far more important is happening right now." The executives froze. They exchanged confused looks. But he wasn't confused. He was focused. Focused on you. He walked to the massive floor-to-ceiling window, palms behind his back, eyes fixed on the city far below. And he said with a deep calm certainty, "The chosen one is entering the alignment stage. This is the moment where everything starts tilting in your favor. Where blessings move toward you, where signs increase, where the universe bends your way." One brave executive stepped forward. "Elon, how do you know all this?" He turned slowly, his expression sharp yet peaceful. "Because destiny doesn't whisper. When a chosen soul wakes up, their energy becomes impossible to ignore. And right now, their energy is shaking the air. That shaking, that pull, that sense something massive is coming. That's your spirit preparing for the breakthrough." He walked deeper into the room toward a large digital map displaying patterns, data, and signals. The moment he approached it, the map glitched, then realigned into a new formation. The room gasped, but he smiled. He whispered, "There it is. The confirmation. Their life just rerouted. Your reroute is happening in real time. Obstacles shifting, connections forming, paths clearing, timing aligning." A soft alarm sounded on his tablet, a notification he wasn't expecting. He looked down, eyes narrowing, then widening with realization. "The universe just sent them a sign," he said quietly. "Something small, something subtle but powerful. You will notice this sign too. Something you can't ignore. Something that hits your intuition with force." He turned toward his team, voice filled with a strange reverence. "The chosen one is stepping into a chapter they won't even believe at first. Their breakthrough won't walk. It will run." And then with a slow exhale, he said, "The line meant only for your soul. They don't know it yet, but their story is about to shock everyone who doubted them. Your rise is not far. It's approaching with speed." The glass corridor behind him hummed with a strange electric tension, as if the walls themselves could feel your destiny shifting. He walked deeper into the executive chamber. Every step slow, steady, intentional, like he was syncing his pace to the rise of your energy across the world. And then something extraordinary happened. The massive digital ceiling above him lit up on its own. Patterns forming, swirling, aligning like the universe drawing a map only he could read. He looked up and whispered, "They're entering the manifestation zone. The chosen one is closer than ever. That zone is where everything begins accelerating, and you are stepping into it now." A group of researchers rushed into the room alarmed. "Sir, the system is responding to an unknown external frequency." He didn't panic. He didn't question it. He simply said, "That frequency belongs to them. That signal is coming from your shift, your awakening, your rising vibration." The lights dimmed for a moment. A soft pulse echoed through the room. Not mechanical, energetic. He walked closer to the center table, placing his hand on its surface. Instantly, the glass beneath his palm illuminated with a sudden glow, spreading outward like ripples in water. He smiled. "It's sinking faster than expected," he whispered. "They're aligning with their breakthrough." One executive trembling asked, "Elon, what happens when the alignment completes?" He replied without hesitation. "Their life transforms instantly, not gradually. Your transformation won't be slow. It won't be subtle. It'll be sudden, like a door swinging open after years of being locked." A sudden vibration shook the table slightly, only for a second. He pressed his fingertips deeper into the glass and said, "They just felt something, a sign, a message, a pull." You know exactly what he means. That sensation in your chest, that energy in your breath, that feeling that something big is inches away, it's your confirmation. The entire room turned silent as he spoke the next line. "The chosen one has entered destiny phase 2. Acceleration." A researcher whispered. "And what happens in acceleration?" He turned his head slowly and said a line that carried the weight of prophecy. Everything they were denied will return in double. Everything they lost will be replaced with better. Everything they prayed for will move toward them. This is the phase you've been waiting years for. He stepped toward the window once more, looking down at the city glowing beneath him. And with a deep, powerful calmness, he whispered, "They don't know it yet, but today is the turning point. Today is the bend in their story. Today is when their rise begins. Your rise isn't in the future. Your rise is starting now."